Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. Today we're going to be getting back into some BTS finally. We're going to be watching the explanation video for BTS-Ugh. This was my favorite BTS song that I heard. So let's get into some Nanamuke. Check it out.
So here we have another clever song from the BTS rap line spitting out fire, just like Dang. But if you thought this song was to diss haters and crush them, well, I would say that is maybe like 50% right. It's actually deeper than that. So let's dive into the real meaning of the song. So Suga starts out with saying that the haters are starting to get triggered again, and they get triggered so fast that even before the actual fuel is poured, they ignite and burn themselves. It means that haters overreact and blow things out of proportion with the smallest details. And in that process, they don't know that they're actually hurting themselves with all the negativity. Now he's being sarcastic and calling the haters a pro, a player that enters the ring with a trivial little flaw and keeps on biting on that and doesn't let go, making a big fuss out of it. So 동네북 is literally translated into neighborhood drum. This is a Korean expression that means a drum that anybody can hit on, basically meaning an easy target or person to shit on. Dung 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 is how Koreans pronounce the sound of a drum. The haters keep on poking with no reason, like a boxing player that keeps on jabbing. And if Suga keeps on ignoring them, they start to stab him. This expression 담궈버리다 is actually a very hardcore slang used by Korean gangs when they stab people with knives.
Oh,
The
crap.
original word 담그다 would mean to put an object into a liquid, usually used in terms of kimchi or salted seafood called 젓갈. The common thing among these foods is that they are all red,
So this song is all about the haters. I got the impression that it was about something a little bit more. It just seems like the subject matter is really about in some way a relationship of some kind, or it's about the haters of some kind. Um, Maybe I'm wrong, and there's some differences, some different topics, but I had gotten the impression that BTS had a little more varied subject matter material amongst their songs. But yeah, this is a looks like it's kind of just all about the haters, basically. So just like the cipher songs.
liquidy, and they go inside jars afterwards for fermentation.
No.
So you can see why gangs would use this word in that kind of way. And pu is a word that expresses the action of stabbing into something very deep and
Ow.
powerfully.
그 늙은 꼰대 새끼들 잘들 감시해. 만에 하나라도 호ром하게 굴거나 수틀리게 나오면
That looks familiar.
창을 내가지고 젓갈을 담궈버리려니까 말입니다, 형님.
넌 어째 나이를 처먹고도 여전히 무지막지하니? 험한 새끼. 젓갈이 뭐냐 젓갈이. 아, 나 유한 새끼.
Now notice that the mimetic words 둥둥둥, 툭툭,
that's
and
Snowdrop.
툭툭 all rhyme with uk and each other, and they all escalate by each line from hitting a drum to jabbing and stabbing. So haters start off trying to tease and make fun of Suga, but when he doesn't respond, they start jabbing and stabbing him. The truth becomes a lie becomes the truth. It's funny to see everyone suddenly becoming a morally perfect and flawless human being. And yeah, I know a little bit about this too, and it seems like the typical characteristics of many online communities and platforms with people that have nothing better to do in real life than spread hate towards others. Get a look.
Yeah, it's not even just between like fandoms, fan groups. It's if you go on Twitter or whatever, you will see in the same group, the same fandom, people just being absolutely ridiculous. Like, oh, you're really just a fan of this person and not this group. I mean, it gets insane. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Live, guys. RM states that rage is an actual emotion that is sometimes needed. He says that people have the right to get mad at certain things, and that might be our history. The word history can be used in general terms, as in a nation or the world's history, or in terms of BTS themselves, like how their success and legacy was motivated and accomplished through anger. But overall, RM acknowledges the fact that rage can likely change the world. Now, Korea is a nation full of rage against many surrounding countries that invaded and colonized our land. Also, don't forget the most recent incident of rage impeached our former president as well. But he says that the anger that heads towards him is not 분노, rage, but 분뇨, human waste, PP and poo-poo. He says that haters are actually
What?
killing anger with their fake anger, and numerous people are tired of that. This means that the useless negative energy or
Oh
anger
my
about
gosh.
stupid things haters throw around in the world is actually devaluating the power and impact of the word anger. RM keeps on going by saying that your anger is not just killing us. We're used to that shit anyways. But the real problem is that people are getting insensitive about the emotion anger itself, since it's so normalized and thrown towards them and in every direction. He keeps on going by saying that human waste and indifference is a team, which is what the haters are and deserve. Then the rap line goes, ook. Ook is a Korean term that describes the state of blood suddenly rushing to your head in a second right after you see something infuriating.
Oh
It's
wow.
usually used towards people who don't know how to keep their temper and are hot-headed. BTS cleverly translated ook into ugh, very similar to how it sounds in English, and also gives that feeling of a sudden disgust or frustration. Then why does the rap line
Hmm.
suddenly feel angry? Because of the haters? Well, not exactly. They're actually mad because of the anger that contains malice. At this point, they don't care about what haters shit on them anymore. They're angry about the fact that this pure emotion called anger is being used in such a malicious way to hurt them or others, which result in nothing else but harm. It doesn't change the world or history, and that's why they bring up the word punyo, human waste, because anger is becoming wasted.
Google Career Certificates provide
Okay.
online training for in-demand jobs.
Then J-Hope goes on and
Rage
says
that they
that
hate
he's
that had to be
angry
put
about
out.
the anger that got extinguished. In accordance with the previous lyrics, this means that J-Hope is angry that at some situations when anger was truly needed for like a protest or a good cause or whatever, it died out and didn't meet its final goal. Because the anger is being diffused towards random subjects like BTS themselves or
That's actually a really good point. I remember this when I reacted to the song. You get mad at the anger that should be directed to the anger that could be used towards a productive, significant, lasting, positive goal, and instead it's being the energy is being used up in just trivial stuff that doesn't matter, basically.
for example, DKDK TV. They don't care, and we don't care either, but if that energy were to be gathered and used for a meaningful cause, the anger could actually make an improvement in the world.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
basically, stop shitting on Twitter and throwing your anger at random people and make that anger useful and make yourself useful. In general, they go on promoting anger. They say be angry about things that are not just in this society. However, to the haters, this line has a sarcastic double meaning. It's basically saying,
Okay, so maybe I spoke a little bit too soon there about it just being about the haters. So that is a good point there about misplaced anger and use it again to something useful.
yeah, go off as much as you can until you become ashes and break yourself. Whatever, I don't give a
세상 분노가 지배함 분노가 없었다 무슨 말과 분노하고 또 분노하고 그리 미쳐가고
J-Hope continues to say that he understands that anger is a powerful emotion that moves and rules the world. But then he says that some people these days just can't live without being angry. They're just too angry at every single little thing and they
Yeah.
go crazy with it. They're like, ooh, 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 ooh. Once again, he points out that there are thousands of reasons to get angry about. Either if it's for good or bad, it is anger. He says that unleashing your anger is okay, but he doesn't like the anger that harms other people's lives. So he urges haters to stop that. So someone's actions can hurt someone, and someone's words can make someone lose hope, and someone's blink of an eye can become a moment for someone. Someone's anger can cost even the life of someone. Suga spits out of disgust.
Okay.
Although these lines are universal and it applies to all of us, here in particular in this song, because they went to the extent of mentioning a life, personally, I think they had in mind of the tragic incidents that happened in K-pop last year. Stupid and useless actions, words, mockery, and anger were wasted on such meaningless things about idols and celebrities, that some of these celebrities were forced to make a very unfortunate decision. If
What
you think
happened?
this is a stretch, then you should listen to the next verse. This part is an impersonation of haters and netizens. These jobless people keep on saying stuff such as, what's the big deal about getting some insults? You guys deserve it because you guys make a whole lot of money anyways. So stop complaining. It's a toll for being famous, so just suck it up. This is the common logic that many netizens would say whenever a celebrity brought up how they're suffering from or are planning to sue hate comments. Try me. Just let me be in your place. Let me be an idol, and I'd be able to deal with all of that, is what the haters keep on saying, justifying the hate comments and undermining the pain celebrities have just because they profit out of publicity. Then the haters say the word ahem. Now, this sound or word is used in English as well, simply to clear out your throat or show.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's definitely true that celebrity brings its own complications, just like money does. But it's their problems. I think the vast majority of the world would rather have than the problems that the vast majority of the world do, have to deal with. Things like surviving, poverty, sickness, without being able to get means to treat the sickness. I mean, obviously, I could go on and on. We all know the. But again, as I mentioned in previous videos, things are way better than they've ever been before in history. But yeah, people are people, and some people get to positions of fortune by luck. A lot of them do. Some of them by hard work and talent. But yeah, it's a complicated terrain.
That you're present or give an invisible message to somebody who's dumb, who's not able to read the atmosphere, or to nullify the awkwardness after saying something embarrassing and on, like something like that. Anyways, as you see a lot of ahems in this part, I would say that all the usages and contexts would actually fit in. However, just to add one extra point of view as a Korean, the sound ahem was mostly used by yangban or gondes in Korea. So yangban is a privileged noble
Yangban.
class during the Goryeo Joseon dynasty that knew how to read Chinese and study Confucianism and were superior in class to all the other classes such as mechanics, merchants, farmers, and slaves.
I didn't realize that Confucianism spread through Korea. I thought that was more of a China, and you had the Buddhism started in India, but I guess they dispersed and spread out over the centuries. So I just didn't realize that Confucianism had any kind of impact in Korea. I need to study my Asian history more too. Seriously.
These yangbans would use the word in diverse situations, like when they needed their servants or when they would scold them or try to show off their nobleness.
우린 과거를 보러 가는 길일세. 그 쓸데없이 방 차지하고 있는 땅끝들 밀쳐내고 어서 방이나 한 칸 마련해 놓게. 보시다시피 양반님네 성화가 보통이 아니오.
먼저 숙박한 사람을 내쫓다니 이게 무슨 경우야? 그리 못하오. 아니 저놈이 지금 뭐라고 짓거리는 게야?
가만 좀 있어 보시게.
양반님네들이 저리 순하게 나오시는데 방 좀 같이 쓰셔야겠소.
그래요.
제대로 된 과거도 아니고 그까지 잡고 하나 보는데 뭘 그리 볼 게 많은가?
사람 목숨 다룬 일이 그리 만만한 줄 아십니까?
그래봤자 의원 나부랭이가 아니냐. 너희들 하는 일을 의학이 아니라 의술이라고 부르는 이유를 모르겠더냐.
Also, 꼰대 basically means a boomer in the workspace or someone older than you that tries to force their way without any logic or reasonable reason just by the fact that they're born earlier than you. These 꼰대s casually use ahem to give nunchi, which is a Korean thing that basically means figure out what I mean or what I want without me having to say it with my own mouth. The magic word would be ahem, and everybody would have to shut up and comply. So the word ahem has a complex usage and nuance.
Okay.
But basically, it would be best if you understood it as these internet keyboard warriors who think they are morally perfect, better than you, sitting on their high horses, trying to shush you and give you nunchi and saying, suck it up. So yeah, you could replace the ahems with the words like, suck it up, get over with it, or shut up. While BTS is receiving all these ahems, if you listen carefully to the tone they're rapping with, you can feel a sense of sarcasm, which means at one point, BTS is saying the same thing, ahem, vice versa to the haters as well. In conclusion, this song is mainly about BTS's anger against how people these days waste their precious anger, emotions, time, and energy in stupid things like mocking celebrities, BTS, and internet figures, and on, which sometimes lead to tragic incidents, when this anger could actually be used in a revolutionary way to bring change in history or positivity. Therefore, Ugh is not a direct diss song about the haters because it seems like BTS has elevated to a level where they don't even care anymore about human trash. It's bigger than the haters. It's a declaration about the emotion anger itself and a lament on the modern day social contextual usage or waste of anger.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. That's that is a good point. Good message. One thing that I hope that with Blackpink is that they get more varied as they go in their subject matter. They have a little bit. I mean, with with Lisa, for example, I mean, the song "Money" is about money, but it's also kind of female empowerment, a bit, things of that nature. There are some some variation there, but that's good. Good message. Good. Again, my favorite BTS song. Definitely. Well, you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Foresight paradigm, fine. A foresight paradigm. Foresight paradigm, you fine. A foresight paradigm. I fight for sight.